Hi guys, in this video you're going to see about arrays, how to define an array, how to access an array, what are the kinds of an array. Okay, these are the things we are going to see, and just a quick recap because array is not different from other programming languages. It is all same, but one slight changes. Where do you put this particular square bracket? Okay, in all other programming languages you will keep in front of a variable name, but in Java you will keep in front of the data type. Okay, that is the one difference we use in Java array. Okay, if you remember this particular statement, public static void main, under the void main you will be having this open close. Here you will be finding with a word called a string. After then you will be having this particular open and close, and here you will be having args, right? So this is in string array. This is your string array. So this is how you will be creating an array. Okay, let me check with an example. So this is one particular statement for array definition. As I told earlier, your square bracket should be placed before your variable name. Okay, here the cars is my variable name, so the square bracket is placed before it. Okay, now I have successfully defined an array. Okay, that array name is cars. Okay, how do I initialize the value to the cars in the sense is also similar to the previous programming languages through the equal to operator and flower bracket you will be using thus. If it is the value is a string means you should be enclosed with a double quotes. If the value is a character means you have to enclose with single quotes. And if it is an integer, none of the specification is needed. Just a comma operator is for separating your items. Okay, here this particular second syntax is for string array. The string array contains four datas: Volvo, BMW, Ford and Mazda. Okay, each all will be stored using an index. Okay, so array can be accessed their elements only through the index. Okay, though we have an address for a variable, right? Here the address is referring here it as an index. Am I clear? Yeah. Your third statement is nothing but your integer array. Okay, here we don't need of any square brackets or double quotes or single quotes. So next we proceed with a simple example. How do I access my element of an array? Okay, let me check by one. So while writing a Java program you need a class. Under the class I need a void main statement. Yeah, I'm having. So under my void main statement, myself created a variable, and that variable is an array variable, and that array variable name is cars. Cars is my variable name. Okay, under that I have equal to operator. Equal to operator means I'm going to supply to the variable called car. So what are the variables I'm going to supply in this sense? First one is Volvo, second one is BMW, and third one is Ford, and fourth one is Mazda. Okay, I have assigned it successfully. Okay, how do I access this element, ma'am? If I am in a situation to find out what is the element I have in third position in the sense, as a human I could say it is Ford because I am seeing the values, right? But how the computer will do? A problem arises to the computer, right? So because computer doesn't have eyes to perceive the what is a value, and even it doesn't have brain to read out your English values, right? So computer understands only binaries, right? So it is not possible. So how do I check that? So answer comes here. Arrays are accessed using array index elements. Okay, so each one is assigned having an index values. So what are those index values? 0, 1, 2 and 3. So your index value gets started from 0, 1, 2 and 3. It moves on, okay, till the value gets stored, keep on increasing, it will move on. Okay, Even you can do like this. At first juncture you have been inserted 3 values, and if you want to insert a newer value to the already existing array, it is possible, right? If you know the array size, you can do it by. So simply array of 4 equal to assign some values. It is possible, right? Your array gets increased dynamically. It is not static, right? It can be increased dynamic. So how do I access this element means the variable name along with the index you have to specify. Okay, here car, inside the square bracket I have specified the index value of 0. So what is the value of 0? I'm having the value as Volvo. So here is your output. Okay, so what happens if I keep the value as 1? It comes with BMW. And what happens if I give the value as 3? Yes, of course it is Mazda. Okay, this is how we will be accessing your elements. How do I update my value to an element is nothing but redefining it. That's enough. So it is like a normal variable. Already if you have been defined this particular variable I equal to 0, in the forthcoming steps after 10 to 15 steps, if you refine the again I equal to 20, it gets updated. Okay, it's just erase the value what you have, and then it will be replaced with the value as replaced with a newer value, right? The same procedure you do in your array also, but rather than you have to specify which index you want to update it. Okay, here in this program they have been updated for the index 0. So already let me go from first step. So car is a variable has been defined. Okay, so each having one index value. So 0, 1, 2 and 3. So under 0 I am having Volvo. My value assigned to this variable is Volvo, BMW, Ford and Mazda. Okay, this is about your this line. Okay, next what happens to a car of 0 equal to Opel? In this situation a newer value gets updated. So already this 0 index is having a value called Volvo that has to be now changed into Opel. Okay, now it's get updated to Opel. If you try to print them, cars of 0, it will print the output as Opel. Okay, yes. As well, we do in string operation to find the length. Array length can also be found. Okay, simply using dot length function. So variable name dot length function is enough for finding out how many elements do I have in my array. Next, loop through an array. So how do I use looping operation in an array? Why we go for looping operation, ma'am? Yes, to repeat set of statements for a particular period of time, I need to go for looping statements, right? Is it possible to do with an array? Yes, of course it is possible to do with an array. Usually I used to, if I am working with an array, automatically I use a for loop for incrementing from one position to the another position, right? These kind of example we have been seen in the previous classes of looped statement. So just I'm going to recap it. So what is the working of your for loop in the sense? Initialization checks for the condition. If it is true, it will execute your for block, else it will terminate your loop. Okay, the condition is executed. If the block is executed, come back your control to your increment or decrement operation, right? So likewise, I'm going to here I equal to 0, I less than cost dot length. Okay, this is a function statement. What is the resultant of cost dot length is nothing but how many values I have. I have 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3 and 4 elements myself having. So the resultant value of car dot length is 4. Now I have to check for 0 is less than 4. Is 0 is less than 4? Yes, condition true. It comes here. Here the value is car of 0. So what I have in car of 0? What is the value of car of 0? It is Volvo. Okay, Volvo will be printed first. Again come back to your I++. Now your I value gets changed to 1 here. Okay, again 1 is also less than 4. Again 1 will be printed. So BMW will be printed. So this for loop is going to be executed for 4 times starting from 0 to 3. When it comes to the condition of 4, 4 is less than 4. Condition gets false, your termination of for loop happens. Okay, so that's why your index value of Ford, Mazda and Volvo gets printed in a looping statement. So another advancement of your looping statement is for each. This also we have learnt in the previous looping statement itself. It happens through an array implementation. Why we go for each means we don't need any initialization and incrementation statements separately. It happens automatically since array index are always incremented and array starts us with an element of 0. So these two conditions are satisfied by default. So I'm using an array variable. If you are processing with array variables, we go for each better than your for. Okay. So next one is your multidimensional array, which means you have more than one index statements. Okay, which you have rows and columns to be pointed. So that is your multidimensional array. So myself having two arrays. If you are going with the two arrays in the sense, a pair of square bracket should be used. Okay, pair of square bracket should be used, one for rows and another for columns. So how do I access my array? Also same methodology. In the printf statement, you have to specify at which index I need, at which row and which column myself need. If you see here, I have specified as 1 and 2. I need a first row and second column data to be printed. Okay, what is first row and second column means? I met with a place called 7. So 7 will be printed here. Okay. Thank you.